You want to do Fans Forum? This is your segment. You're the one that created it. Have you got people up there who have messaged us on that want to state opinions, ask questions, get answers, get yelled at? Go ahead.
We got some good ones here. And this is from Jesse Cottrell. Please don't let the Padres start Clevenger at any time.
Jess, they're at a tough juncture because you have to give the ball to somebody. And I don't think you really want to go to a bullpen day this early in the series against Philadelphia, because if you go to a true bullpen day, and that would mean starting Martinez and then going to somebody else, and then you wind up with Suarez and the other guy, then it really impacts you for what might be games 5, 6, and 7. So you got to be very careful as to what you're going to do with the Clevenger situation and the Manaea situation. The best thing I could say is you got two guys who've been starting pitchers, have had some good stretches, have gotten rocked. You give them the ball. If Clevenger can't get out of the second inning, then you give the ball to Manaea and hope he can give you 4 innings to get you later into the game, where then you can go to your rotation. Because, Jess, you don't want to eat up all your viable arms in a bullpen game, because then you would not really have them for the next games on. That's why Joe Musgrove Friday is so huge.
Yeah, it's gigantic. So let's say you're Bob Melvin, you're in the dugout. Now this guy goes to Jess's next question. Who do you start? Would you go with Clevenger to start?
I guess I'd go to Clevenger and just see how many innings he can give you. He's had some starts where he's had a rocky inning and then he got it back under control. If he can go 4 to 5 innings without having the Phillies go crazy in that yard and hit home runs, and Clev does give up home runs, if he can get you to the 4th or 5th inning close game, then you give the ball to Manaea. You just don't want to have to start dragging everybody. And they got 7 relievers. You don't want to start dragging all these relievers into this ball game. Because like I say, Musgrove in game 3 and then these guys in game 4, you still got 5, 6, and 7 have to be played. Thanks for the question, Jess.
Yeah, so got a couple more here. You know, Hacksaw, the fans are so happy you have the podcast reaction. So
you are right. We are bleeping brilliant. Thank you. Now, this is interesting because I was asked a long time ago to do podcast, and I had tried to do podcast initially by myself, and it was a real technical struggle. It's just from somebody who's still got a Royal manual typewriter hidden in his garage. But the podcast has just rocketed, and that's why we ask you to spread the word amongst all your friends on Twitter and emails to sample what we do. And philosophically, whether you agree or disagree with what we say, doesn't matter as long as you watch, as long as you listen. But thank you for the compliment.
Yeah, so it's the best damn 15. So and then, comments about Spanos. I mean, people are kind of zinging them here, but it's great to have the fan forum there. I see the comments of the people on YouTube. People are just excited to see you back, behind a microphone. And, it's kind of a slow build as we're getting this podcast going. More people are discovering you, rediscovering you. And I think it's on the fans to like, to follow, to share, and to subscribe.
One of the most unique things, and you wanted to make a comment about the Chargers. I'm a huge Tom Telesco fan as a general manager. Obviously, Justin Herbert is just a great young talent. I would hope in my heart, having been the voice of the Chargers for 13 years, that Justin Herbert would go 17-0 and Dean Spanos would go 0-17. I don't know that that's possible. But I will say this, the most unique thing about the world of communication that we live in, because, after I worked at the legendary Extra 690, then I went to the mighty 1090, and then I got bought out twice, and corporate radio came in and kind of destroyed both of our stations. I went to Sirius XM. And I was hired to do weekend baseball shows on, at that point, it was called the Home Plate Channel. It was really cool. And I would do it from home. And I actually went to the Sirius XM headquarters in Washington, D.C. and met with all their people, and studios are phenomenal. And then I started doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday night baseball talk. And I loved it. And I did it for 2.5 years before the landscape changed and the network changed ownership, and they decided to use the nights to put a lot of play-by-play on rather than do live local talk. But I was fascinated by all the people who would listen to me nationwide, from Miami to Maui, and, from Maine to Vancouver. I mean, it was phenomenal. And all these truckers who subscribe to Sirius XM.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked me to come in and do a really different show, which was right up my alley. So I hit home run for them to do a call-in baseball show late at night. I did 4 hours, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'd be coming out of games, and here I was. And I kind of took the same format. Here's what's going on in the world of sports. Here's what's going on in the world of baseball.
Mhm.
Here's what Lee Hamilton thinks. And the people went crazy. And then the truckers would start calling because they're on the road.
Yeah.
And they're punching me up on their cell phone, and they're listening on Sirius XM in their trucks. And I started this thing. Where are you going? What are you hauling? And it just, phones went nuts. I get these guys from North Dakota and these guys from Alabama hauling steel, and guys hauling fruit out of Florida to New England. So it's absolutely amazing what technology is. And just think about this. So somebody has a Royal Manual typewriter in his garage, is doing this live stream
Yeah.
across the nation and to a degree around the world. So it's neat. I hope you enjoy it. Hope you'll be with us every Thursday. Please subscribe and join us. John, have yourself a great sports weekend. We'll see what Friday, Saturday, Sunday brings us with the Phillies, and we might be doing another special podcast on Monday.
I hope so. Go Padres, right?
Have yourself a great sports weekend. Thanks again for being with us on our podcast.